Hey everybody, Andy here, aka Montolio, and we're back for Vintage League, and we got a good one today. We're going to be playing Loki, God of Mischief, card I've been quite interested in since its preview in the Marvel set, and MTGO user Crazy Diamonds played a list very similar to this in the Vintage Challenge today, and despite not doing well, that is not indicative of how good the card is. I suspect that their list had some really good merit to it. I liked it, and I more or less copied it with a few changes, and we'll talk about those. Long story short, let's look at Loki, God of Mischief here, and 2/1 body, legendary creature. Whenever a player or permanent becomes the target of an ability you control, draw a card. This ability triggers once every turn. So, first of all, the body is not something I'm crazy about. 2/1 body, obviously it dies to Bowmaster really easily. I also don't like the fact that it's legendary. Crazy Diamonds was running 4, I'm down to 3. And of course, Crazy Diamonds has titrated their list a little bit to be able to accommodate this card. So we'll see whether the benefit outweighs the risk and what they are playing here. Okay, so the idea behind this is that you see a card like Relic of Progenitus, and this is like an old school staple in Vintage. It was played for a really long time as graveyard removal, and despite I think it's a little bit slow and outdated today, what this card does do when you're playing with Loki allows you to draw an extra card without fail every turn, and that's a really powerful effect, right? You target your opponent, and this ability is going to trigger. We also have another one in the sideboard for graveyard strategies such as Breach Dredge, Squee, those sorts of things where I do think Relic is reasonable. Whether it's good enough or not, that's a whole different story because it does require you to hold a man up to be able to nuke their graveyard as an instant, which could be a little bit of a deterrent. Okay. Also, they were running 4 baubles. The 2 Mishra's Bauble, 1 2 Urza Bauble split. We're going to go down to 3. The main reason for this is, one, I wanted to bring Spell Pierces into my list, and number 2, I want to have a cleaner sideboard plan in being able to combat the Raker strategy. They were playing 3 Damping Spheres. I just don't think Damping Sphere is good enough for Raker. I really don't, and so I think it just had to be Null Rod, and we're going to side some of these things out when we're playing against that, make it a much cleaner transfer over into that state. And of course, I don't want to be as vulnerable to null rods myself main. But when you target somebody with a bauble, you also get to draw a card off Loki. Wasteland Strip Mine, you get to draw a card off Loki. So we have a lot of tools. Same thing with Bowmaster. You target your opponent with Bowmaster, draw a card with Loki. And so this can really give you an incremental card advantage that this deck is probably its greatest deficiency, is that we don't have cantrips or anything like that to be able to draw cards other than Psychic Frog. So giving ourselves 2 ways to draw cards consistently here, at its crux, seems really powerful. Okay. I've also opted to put in the Mox Pearl. Crazy Diamonds was only running the Jet and the Sapphire, which is totally understandable. When I was first combating, trying to build decks to combat the Raker, the Fantastic Car, I cut the Pearl to try and fit in more control. However, I think with Loki being a focal point of this deck, I just want the ability to turn 1 Loki more often than not. I think that's my logic here. I think the rest of the deck is a pretty reasonable shell. Like, as I said, they had 2 Consigns, no Spell Pierces. I brought in a couple Spell Pierces. I just really kind of feel like they're important in that Raker matchup in particular. And, being able to counter a key stock up or something like that where I'm not having to 2-for-1 myself every turn is important. Like, they didn't do well today, and there was all sorts of white initiative and all sorts of Raker in that challenge. And I just wonder to myself, did they just get rolled by Raker every single time they played it? Like, when you're waiting to turn 2 and you're casting the Damping Sphere instead of a Null Rod, like, that doesn't do anything to stop them drawing cards off of a ring and Tezzerets and going nuts and Vault Keying you. Yeah, it'll slow down the Fantastic Car itself, which is maybe enough, but I just feel like you need a blanket effect like a Null Rod to do that. But should Crazy Diamonds see this, I'd be interested in their insights as they see us play through. But the rest of this is pretty stock, guys. We've got the 8 forces, the 2 Mind Break traps, which I do like in the current metagame. And that's pretty much it. Sideboard, nothing too exciting to talk about here. They had a seal in the main deck. Obviously, for those that follow me, know I love seal of removal. It's just a really good card. But I think that in order to fit the spell pierces, I had to move it into the board. I cut the Flusterstorms that they had. Yeah, we've got the free Control Mod's Crypt, Pithy Needle, and the extra Relic here for Bazaar decks, and the EXO Jailer. Uh, if we ran into actual Dredge, we might be in a little bit of trouble, but Sui is back in the meta game, so this might be enough, but let's see how things go, guys. If you haven't done so already, please do like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you. We'll see you round one. All right, guys, here we are in round one. We did win the die roll. The opponent has a fair bit of results with Lurrus Bug. Although I do not see a Lurrus revealed, this hand is quite good. I'm probably just going to go get a basic here and Bowmaster in their upkeep. See if it's just Raker. No, this is just Bug straight up. They're just not running Lurrus. Fair enough. There's Deathrite Shaman. That does stop my offense somewhat, but I'm not fighting over that. Land. Right, I want to recall. Yeah. The Collector Roof could be a problem. I should be able to win a counter war, I would think. So they're just playing like a land style deck. Obviously, they're running Reclaimer here. Yeah, I don't really want that to resolve, do I? Is this one where I want to pick my fight? I'm honestly not crazy about this. Yeah, that was a good draw. Okay, they did not have a counter. This could be tough though if they're heavy creature, which they almost assuredly are. They might be able to overload us. Because 2 for 1ing myself on counters isn't great. I realize this is going to get big fast. In all honesty, I didn't see the trample on it. I was thinking I could just jump and recur with my Lurrus, but hopefully we don't get punished for that. Okay, I cannot let that resolve. Very sad to say. And this is what I'm talking about with the overloading piece. I do think I like that. Hopefully they don't have a wasteland, but I would expect that they're running wastelands. What makes this awkward next turn is that I'm kind of penciled into playing, I'm to using the Urza Saga. So I didn't think about that very well. They played Savannah, okay. They're going to crack it right away. 2 cards in hand. Yeah, Collector Roof is reasonable. Now they're just going to wasteland me. Yep. All right. That's unfortunate. So I did make a mistake with the Scythe Cat. I didn't see the trample, and that is problematic for me now. I am penciled into finding removal, which I don't actually have. This deck is very low on removal. All right. Any land I die. Well, I don't die, but I have to jump with Lurrus. Oh, nasty. Well, we do need removal right now. Okay. So, we're playing against main deck Collectors, which I'm just not that crazy about. They're looking really fair here. Consign. Don't really see it being very good. Do I just hedge and try and play Relics with Loki here? Just as ability to draw cards, and in the worst I can sacrifice it if there's an oof in play. Obviously, that's a pretty bad draw. Yeah, this is nice. Okay. Okay. Nice draws. Hopefully I don't have to use the force here. I shouldn't have to. But if they try and remove my frog, it's a very strong consideration. mean, that was a very strong start from us there. Yep. I think it's worth just playing out the seal here. I probably could have waited to see what I drew with the frog to see if I had a blue spell. Makes it more viable, but I was willing to not have a blue card in hand for this here. I can protect the frog now with seal, and I have dismember and seal to remove any type of creature that they play. So I've got options. This is not the type of deck I really want to be playing against. This is like plus 10 rogue, like not a meta deck in any regards. So yeah, we're going to use that to return our frog. I guess that was another way we could have countered a spell if we had to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So wastelanding them is not ideal here because it's the flagstones. I do think I'm going to get frog going here again. Obviously, I do not want to pitch that treasure cruise because I'm very close to using it. Like, I could have discarded the strip mine if I wanted to. So it's spots like this where a Sylvan Safekeeper is really scary, despite they don't currently have a threat, because they can just start sacrificing their... Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's pretty reasonable. Let's do some card draw. Actually, you know what? Let's strip them first. And let's draw. Not optimal there, but anyways. I definitely will discard one of my lands next turn and fetch the other one likely here. Okay, Saga. That might actually force my hand a bit here to getting this dig off this turn. Let's see what we can find here. Unfortunately, did not find a wasteland. still want to keep that seal. Hmm. Should I try setting up Bobble and Loki here, or is that just silly? I don't think so. This is what we're here for, guys. Let's try. Do I wait for next turn and instantly draw off Loki? I don't think so. Reclaimer, okay. Nice. Hopefully they're just sitting back on Saga here. I mean, the Saga will eventually become a problem, but I have another Bobble here. I'm still liking the quality of my cards here. I could be crushing them with card draw here, but I think that's okay. So I think this draws us a card here. It does. My opponent is now reading this going, oh dear. Oh geez, that was a nice one too. Because this draws us each turn now. Ah, Mole Man, I love it. I just bought 4 copies of that card. That's so funny. Do I want to play Psychic Frog here? Or do I want to just start drawing cards? Relic. I think I like Relic. Then we can hold up Spell Pierce. Yeah. I do realize that they're going to get some damage in here. Okay, there's the Wasteland. A little bit too late. So let's see. All right. Loki looking good here. That just drew me 2 cards. Like I'm up to 7 cards here. And we've got the Loki to pitch. Probably I'm going to fetch here, guys. I don't think I need to use a filter land. I think I'm just going to get an island and just protect my lands. And yeah, they can put it on Relic Needle if they want. That's okay. Okay, Lotus. This is the Mole Man. Just attacking for 4. Okay. Get rid of a Loki. Ooh, I like Bowmaster here. I mean, Lurrus, I can just start doing crazy Lurrus loops here. I think I draw a card now. Fatal Push is not bad. Now I wish I didn't do that. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to proactively Fatal Push this thing. And then I have the ability to Wasteland with Loki next turn. Like, we've got damage to give here. So that was a pretty good showing for Loki there. Drew us easily several cards there. I could see me wanting a Pithing Needle. Probably will cut a Relic there. Oh, honestly, it might just be better than Negation. I don't feel like Negation's very good. They realize the Collector Roof likely isn't at its best and are siding it out, is my guess, but maybe they'll bring it back this time. I don't know. Alright, so this hand is, like, pretty risky. I have removal. I've got baubles to redraw. I have a force. I'm not crazy about it, but hopefully I just draw a land off the top. Yeah, that's fine because I can remove that. It's pretty strong. Like, don't get me wrong, I need some help here. We can shut that off with the needle. Kind of nice playing with baubles again. It's been a long time. Did not find a land of note. Caracas, okay. So they do not have green mana. Do I just move towards Lurrus here and not waste them? I don't think so. I really don't want to pitch my frog here. So there's their guy. Oh, Deathrite Shaman. Okay. Still didn't draw one. Guess I'll put this on Deathrite Shaman. Wasn't really crazy to do that with the relic because I lost all my baubles and stuff, but Ghost Quarter, eh? Love a blue source here, guys. We would have had this game wrapped if we found a blue spell 2 turns ago. A blue land. I'm starting to fall behind here. And I'm not sure I can counter anything that's not a collector roof. Like, I don't know if they have oof in their main, but reputation? Okay. Saga's a problem, I guess. Okay. If they have nothing else here. Yeah, you can have fast spawn. They may have another one in hand, but I just am not really wanting to take any more damage here. So they do. I think I'm going to force it. Like, do I care? I don't think I do care enough to not, to force that. I mean, I do need to find a blue mana here at some point. Guess I should have pulled Lurrus there. Yeah, I mean, I'm on turn 8. I haven't seen a blue mana. And believe you me, I've got a lot of them in my deck. This is an 18 land deck. So getting a little bit precarious here. I'm probably going to have to force the swords here. There it is. Um, A little bit awkward here because I don't really want to discard any of these cards. Archon, yeah. Okay. I was going to say, that's not a really profitable attack for them. That damn Thalia is causing me issues here. Get me down to 1 here. And then that puts me in a really bad spot next turn. Okay. Play a second frog here, guys. Try and mitigate some of this damage. This is suboptimal for sure, but could only play 1 spell that turn with the Archon. Oh, man. That is savagely good here. Now they can just play their entire... I can play lands from their graveyards. Yeah, that kills me. Because they make 1/1s. Pretty cool. So I made a couple errors here. Yeah, they can just get rid of all my land here. I already got the Iowan. The swamp doesn't do anything. I don't think I can win from here. I think they can just keep killing their lands here with their Ghost Quarter and keep using the Woolman. Woolman is a really neat card. Losing my island there was a pretty big deal. Does that keep me alive? Moleman, Thalia gone. Well, let's do it. Was a good draw. Cannot really attack. That was a good draw for sure. It'd be hard to keep myself alive here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 4 blockers. They did not attack. How lucky is that? Land. Scary thing about this is, guys, is I honestly don't know. I guess they don't have the Mole Man anymore. Now, I only have 2 cards in hand here, and I may actually have to pull them. I may have to actually pitch both of them to keep my stuff alive here. Okay. I may just end up ancestraling here. Okay, that's their spell. I just don't know if I do it here. I'm not thrilled about it, but no land. Crazy. Like, what do I do here? I can kill Thalia for my play this turn. Just gonna do it. If they have another one, I got roasted on the last one, but I just want to try and. What happens if I attack with this in the sky? 1, 2, 3. I think I do. Okay, that's a good draw. Ooh, I don't like that. Wasteland? This is so funny, guys. Just can't seem to find anything. All right, I'm just going to play the bobble out. I have to try and get some cards going here. I mean, Bowmasters are good. I'm still contending with their Urza Saga here, which is going to be an issue, but I might actually just get really up in the sky and start pitching stuff here. I'm running into issues with my clock, too. But my hope is they're going to try and... oh, I forgot about the flying here. The Archon can just get in. Okay, that I don't have anything to get. Maybe I was a little too overzealous there with my flyers. Not bad. Comes into play tapped. Can't even attack, really. I guess I could. I get to block the guy. Archon's a card, man. And so is Saga. Bauble, yep. See if they crack their bauble here. The hell, man. Okay, we got a chance here, guys. Saga, that's a nice one. So I got a double block here. I guess now is my chance to pull Lurrus, right? Do I fly? Guess I can only fly one. Okay, I can actually trade with one of these constructs too by pitching my cards here, and I'm not completely averse to doing that. They like their card. That's a bit scary. Yeah, Archon is pretty good here. I am going to fetch. I'm going to get my sewers. Don't think I want that, or do I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. No, I don't, because it goes into play tapped. No attack. Well, that's so good for me. I should have tapped the, obviously from the black source there, left it up, but I've got 30 seconds left, so we're going to try and kill my opponent here this turn. A little bit under pressure. All right, that was a crazy game. Opponent was a good sport there. Obviously, guys, as I said a little bit earlier, playing these types of matchups are really not what you're looking for when we're playing a league. I'm sure people find it exciting when they see it, but as someone who's trying to test a deck here, like playing against a Mardu or whatever you would even call this, I can't remember the name of black, green, white. What is the name of it? Anyways, it's not a deck you see in Vintage very often. So my point being, uh, not great testing, but really cool deck. My opponent's deck was awesome, and highlight for me was seeing the Mole Man. Mole Man is a pretty sick card. I just picked up a bunch of those, and where is he here? Maybe it wasn't from this game. There he is, the Mole Man. So with Fast Bond, it's a really sick combo. And just in general, playing a land from your, what's the name? The Ice Still Explorer. This is just a way better Ice Still Explorer, right? 1 mana less. Yeah, the body on it's pretty weak, but what it does is insane. Gives you a 1/1 creature that mills too to feed it. Yeah, cool. Really nice deck lead board. Okay, guys, here we are in round 2. Against Banana Man 985. No idea what they're playing. No Lurrus reveal. I guess I'll keep this. Brainstorm can do some work here. Okay, no Chancellor. Here we go. Wow, that is scary. It's a Squee or Dredge. Squee is the more popular deck at the moment. It is Dredge. Okay. Probably should have brainstormed first in hindsight. Okay, there is a Wasteland and there is a Frog. I regret not playing out the Saga. My mana is so awkward here. Yeah, it's in. I don't think we're going to be able to get there. Like, they basically can't have it. They cannot have a second Bazaar or a Noxious here, and if they do, I lose. If they don't, I have a chance. There it is. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. I want to get that Mind Break Trap off the top of my library here. I'm just not worried about Wastelands. We're going to cast the Frog. Look, guys, I don't think we're going to be able to win this. My opponent's going to have to brick pretty hard, and we're going to have to get into something like a Natural Draw on the Relic, Time Walk, Ancestral, something like that. to be able to find our way out of this. Okay, that was not a great bazaar from them. Well, I guess they have double Ichrid. Bowmaster could buy me some time here. Okay, I don't see any amalgams. Maybe they don't have amalgams in their deck. I will discard very aggressively here. I don't know why they're not bazaring main phase. It just can't be right, but okay, I mean, look, guys, this is not perfect, but it's going to draw me a card as long as this resolves. Probably a little too late. Okay. Loki did its job there. Is that all 4 Ichrids now? No. 2 amalgams, that's rough. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why I'm playing this out, but doing the best I can. I think I need the relic or a time walk off the top. And of course I just die, yeah, to a chill. They got me. All right. So wasn't sure what was going on there. I would have done that a little bit differently had I known we were playing against Dredge. And of course we are not high on Dredge removal in this particular deck. We don't need Consign. Fatal Push is pretty poor. I think we can cut a Swamp here. Negation is definitely not very good. We could keep a couple Consigns over Mindbreak Traps. And, I mean, Negation, it just, Fatal Push has to be better than Negation. And maybe I just want to Dismember and a push. Like I say, we're not perfectly set up for this matchup. Like, Relic is just so far inferior to Nihil Spellbomb or Soul Guide Lantern, but we're trying to do a thing here. I don't think I can keep that. Much, much better. So what am I going to put back here, guys? I guess just Fatal Push is the card. So what I'm going to attempt to do here, guys, I think what I'm going to do is, actually, I think I'm going to put out the Underground Sea, play the Needle. If the Needle gets countered, then I can play Yixel Jailer, perhaps. That was the worst case scenario there. Because if I get griefed here, I'm in pretty bad spot. Okay, so we've got uh, a challenge here. And see if they've got this covered. They do. All right, so we're probably lost here. My opponent has been playing this really suboptimally, not using their bazaars here, main phase, which could give us a chance. I hope we find a land here. Oh, master. I think I have to go for a tabernacle. I just have to, guys. And hopefully they don't find a second Icarid here. And next turn I can try and strip their graveyard from them. I really hope to find a land. Land. Beautiful. Do I let that chill go to try and get this bazaar? Look, if they have a noxious revival, I don't think there's anything I can do about it. I think I just have to go for it and hope that they don't have a noxious. They had a second bazaar. Okay, I don't hate that. Force of will. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty bad. I don't really like going down on land here because I want to work towards Lurrus, but I need them to miss here. Okay, not bad. Did I skip my turn? So this is a bit awkward. I don't know that I cast Loki here. I feel like I just Undercity. I'll keep that. I will not come off of Pierce here. I guess it doesn't matter because I have Force at Will. Shouldn't say it doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but I just need to find some graveyard hate here. Okay, here we go. I believe this works. No, it doesn't. Okay. I'll keep Force at Will up here. Do I even want to cast Bowmasters? I probably do, just to start ending this game. Oh, there was a relic. Okay. So, look, I don't think I should have won that game. I'm getting the feeling, and no disrespect to my opponent, I feel like they are a novice dredge player. They had basically the stone cold nuts there. They had the mental misstep from my turn one play on the relic. Then they had a force for my next play, which was the jailer, and yeah, it just kind of went on and on. They had the noxious revival for my wasteland. It was just a cavalcade of mistakes, or not mistakes. It was a cavalcade of bad breaks on my part. They just had the best answers to everything that I was doing, but I think that they played suboptimally and gave me a window to get out of an untenable position. Look, Dredge is pretty hard to beat when they're keeping their sevens. I don't know that I can keep this. I do have a Wasteland, and the Mox does help the following turn getting something like Frog into play. They have begun with 7. All right, I'm on the draw. Look, I have the Wasteland, and the Mox really does help. Yes, if I get griefed, it's suboptimal, and I don't truly have any hate, but the Mox is a very key piece here for me. Okay, hollow one, yep. Great draw. Because this keeps them off Noxus, potentially. Yep, second bizarre hand. So not much I'm going to be able to do here, unfortunately. It just, when your opponent has 2 Bazaars, which my opponent has done to me all 3 games here, it's pretty hard to beat it, especially when you're on the draw. Now, look, I don't have a Wasteland here, but Lotus is pretty good. I mean, I think I'm just going to cast a Frog. I guess I should play the Lotus out, just in case I have to Spell Pierce. At which point I will cast Loki if I have to do that. I'm pretty much penciled into finding something right here, this current turn coming up. Spell Pierce was really nice though, because it allows me to. Oh wow, I didn't realize I had triple Ichrid here. Yikes! Probably should have cast Loki. this kill me? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, does kill me. Okay, I mean, we'll see if they bring them all back. They should. Yeah, Dredge is completely out of the metagame right now. So I did make the mistake not casting the Loki there. Okay, guys, here we're on round 3. Time walk into Lurrus. I mean, I guess this is really weak sauce. Praying I'm going to draw a blue card next turn, and then what? Probably should have mulliganed. 5 lands is just a little bit too much. But you never know. I'm not going to use the fetch because I feel like I might need to delve here at some point. Okay, we did find a blue card. Or I used my Undercity Sewers. Here we go. Playing Raker. Oh, interesting. We're playing against Initiative. Nope. Voidmere. Okay. Not great for me. Not a good spot. It's always a polarizing question as to whether you want to counter things like Chrome Mox or not. In that particular instance, Mox into Chrome Mox, me worrying about Cavern of Souls coming down, nullifying my play, I'm like, I don't know. I have to counter it. It's one of those things. It can win you the game, or it can lose you the game. I typically audible to be towards being aggressive against my opponent's mana. Loki. I can recast that off of Lurrus, so we can bin that and see if we can find some removal. It's not great. Probably should have played my land first. And here we go. Okay. If they try and cast an angel here. I don't really see a reason to let that resolve. If they juke me here and cast another creature, yeah, it sucks, but right, guys. I wonder if I draw a card if they target. Do they target me? Or is it eye control? Oh, that's a nice one. Do I double block this? I think I have no choice. I'm not thrilled about this, but that's actually funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm one short being able to hold up the force here. See which one they go into here. This is going to be good. Not bad. They did find something by the looks of it. Just a void mirror, please. Okay. Not an angel. Uh-oh. Puts him into the throne. I could have countered that too. So close. All right. I actually thought I might have found my way out of that, but they literally had the Dungeoneer there. We're not getting out of that. My deck is not built for that. So I'd like to bring in certainly 4 of these. We don't have to keep consign. As much as I like the relic cuteness of being able to do that, I don't think it's where I need to be. I like the control, and I like the spell pierces on the play. Loki is definitely not at its best when you start to take out cards like Relic, but we still have Bowmasters, we still have our Baubles. My mana's a little bit awkward here. Not a little bit, it's quite awkward. Gonna keep it. Hope I don't get punished here, but we need to find a land, guys. Should have looked for a Chancellor trigger, I did not. Yep. Okay. This is not a position where I'm in a position to force a will. They're mocks. They have the white source. Like, unfortunately, I think I have to let this resolve. I'm not crazy about it, but if I can find the land for Load It or Lurrus, It just changes everything, particularly a blue-black land. I'll take any land, though. We did find a land. Okay, that's huge. And what this does is it allows us to time walk now. Okay. Look, this is not optimal, guys. I still cannot get... well, I guess I can. Oh, no, but I have to pass turn, or I have to pass priority to get a blue source. I want blue, right? Or do I want black? That's a tough one, man. Little awkward. I mean, next turn we should have our Lotus here if all goes well. Hopefully I do not have to force here, but if I do, so be it. Okay, so they do have the Dungeoneer. I need a good top deck here. Oh, they conceded. Okay. Yeah, I like the way we're set up here. How do I feel about this? Potentially, if they don't have a chance, or I have turn one removal. They have mulligan next turn time walk. No, we just have to do better here. My land is shaky here, but this is really suboptimal, putting away the Bowmaster. Oh, wow, look at that. Lotus. No chance, buckaroo. I'm a little bit tired. It's quite late here. It's 10 p.m. Eastern time. Void Mirror. Chalice on 1. How do I feel about that? It does take away a good chunk of my removal. Did I wasteland them? I think so. I did question whether I should pitch the Frog versus the Loki because of the double mana cost, and of course I could have cast it with the Wasteland there, but okay. So this is a little bit precarious for me because I don't have Force up now, but I was pretty happy to draw the Mox there. You know, that's a tough one. I unfortunately think I have to discard both my cards here. Try and get through this thing. Yeah, Lurrus is a pretty reasonable pick. Bowmasters. Another good draw. So do I want to play a land here? I don't think so. I mean, maybe I do. I think I do. Okay. That does stop me from drawing cards. That was a good one. Yeah, I think I have to fly. Do I want to fly? It cost me 2 mana. I can't attack. Here you go. Seasoned Dungeoneer is a problem. But at least I'll be able to get the initiative. Oh, wow. They played into their own Chalice. Yeah, and they conceded. Yeah, we've all been there. Not to worry. I can't tell you how many times I've cast into my own Chalice over the years. Okay, won a tight one there. I think we might have got there. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, guys, here we are in round 4. Dueling Lurrus today. Well, this is a pretty nice hand, I'm not going to lie. Now, whether everything resolves or not is a different story. My opponent has some results of playing Lurrus Doomsday, and as a result of that, I think I can play out my Underground Sea. See if this resolves. It does. Time Walk. Okay, we're in. So hopefully I can replenish my cards here. That's not really what I'm looking for. Pierce is pretty nice. I think I can be a little bit patient here if this is Doomsday. They have Flusterstorm here, it sucks, but Okay, I mean, we're still playing. They obviously, that was a big ancestral. But our wasteland is going to be strong here. I honestly don't hate it. Let's draw first, see if we can find a Loki. Lay around days here. I don't expect this to resolve, but we're going to cast it anyways. I guess my question is, what do I want to get here? I would consider Days if Days was in this list, but it is not. Ancestral seems highly unlikely to resolve. I could play Loki and move towards Lurrus. The Bowmaster is just such a way more powerful card. Let's take a peek. Doomsday, okay. Well, they could go Ritual into Doomsday here on me. Okay, Force of Will's a pretty good one if I get to untap. I have a very reasonable chance of finding some stuff here. I don't expect this to resolve. It does, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, it does resolve. There's the Ritual. Oof. I could pull this and make it a trade, but I can't really. That said, it would cost them their entire hand. Okay, I'm just going to pass here. I think I can be patient. Their deck is loaded with cantrips, so if they want to force here, I'm okay with that. They're going to go for it. Yep, they're going for it. So here's the thing. I have double Bowmaster. They're going to go down to 4. I think I let it go. They could pull Lurrus here. And they probably have Flusterstorm, but we're going to fight over it. Did not get in. Okay. Interesting. That's a really good card. I don't expect it to resolve, but we're going to try. Okay, they've conceded. Okay, so we're playing against Lurrus Frog. I don't know, honestly, I could see a seal coming in too. I don't mind the relics either. Don't mind an extra push. The relics do chew away at my opponent's graveyard, but it is a little bit cutesy. Definitely can cut a swamp. Yeah, I guess the consigns are nice, but we probably just don't need those. I don't know if I want all the negations. I probably do need them. Guess I could have Cataxian Probe. Let's try this out, guys. Man, this hand's awkward. Not crazy about it. Oh man, that's brutal. Yep. They shuffled. Okay. Hopefully we stymied them, guys. Like, they shuffled their library there. Who knows? Maybe they don't have another land. They do. Okay, so that gambit's over. Unless they bottom. Our hand just was not really built to fight this matchup. Our first hand was 3 negations, a mox, and a bunch of lands. Our second hand was just a bunch of counter magic with a strip mine. But to go to 5 would surely be a death knell as well. Funny enough, they did go bottom. If we find a blue source here, we're back in the game. They know my hand. They don't know about the frog. Hopefully this is not a frog. No. So they obviously have a force here. They're thinking about whether they want to do it or not. Let it go. Okay, that was a good draw, but we obviously are very desperate for a land here. Dig. Gosh. Okay. Yep, can't stop a frog. All right, they're going to run away with it here. Not premature concession, but I mean, the writing's on the wall. They just have critical mass of cards on us. I think 3 Fatal Push is where I want to be, guys. Like, they don't have a ton of creatures in their deck. Yeah, good hand. Okay. Lotus. Yeah. Not thrilled to see that come down. I guess they're really thinking about whether they want to get a basic here or not to protect their mana. Oh, yeah. Sure. That's their second spell. They are going for it. That did not work. Okay. I think that's good for me. A little bit lagged, it appears. My opponent's going, what the heck is with this card? Oh, wow. Can we rip a Loki here, guys? Let's see if they want to put their Soul Guide in the yard here. They do. We do it this way because we get the extra damage. Okay, so they've chosen to let their Lotus go. Tiny bit risky, but we do have a force of will here, tapping out. They're going to do it. Oh, they got Ancestral. Whoa. Nah. We'll fight over that. Now they're pitching it. Yep. Makes sense. Hopefully they don't find anything. No land. They did. I guess my question is, like, they're going to delve here. They still have quite a few cards in their hand, but do I just jam Lurrus? It could lose. I think I just wait. They kept. Okay. Time walk. Not thrilled to give them the time walk, but I just feel like it's risky to counter that. They're gonna try Doomsday here. Lurrus, yep. I do think I will crack this thing now. Ha! That's kind of funny, to be honest. They pulled Lurrus. Do I try and Lotus here? Lotus my Lurrus? I think so. If they force my Lurrus, it's not the end all be all. Flow state, okay. Okay. They can fetch here. So my shields are down, but they're at 4 life. And I'm not sure how they get through the Bowmaster. Yeah. That's a good one. So here's the thing. If I do that, I can't actually Bowmaster them. Do I just attack in for 2 here? They probably have to block, right? I think I'm okay just trading. Because I don't think they can win. Yeah, got it. I like how we played that. I really didn't want to crack the relic and fatal push and play into a flusterstorm. It puts me in an awkward position. Because then I attack with the orc, they take it, and then they attack back, right? If they're able to counter it and they gain the life. So yeah, good win for us there. Okay, guys, here we are in round 5, and we've run into a dredge player, I think. Good news is we won the die roll. Well, this is dredge. We have the wasteland, and we are pretty much dependent on trying to win that way. And I just think that if this is dredge, this is what we have to do. We're going to be reliant on finding a blue source and my opponent not just steamrolling us. Which very likely to do. This hand is not obviously very good, but I have some potential here. And if it's not dredge, well, we have pretty controlling hand. But this player is always dredge. No Hollow one, that's a start. So we don't have land, and very likely to lose from here. We can counter their Noxious. Didn't have one. Hopefully they don't have a second Bazaar. They got a Silver Smoke coming. Okay. Okay, that's good. Really getting double Bazaar'd tonight, guys. I'm finding it very frustrating because I know this not to be a high prevalence thing, but it happens with far more regularity than I believe it should. And it is frustrating. I mean, negation's just outright terrible. Probably will take a consign in here. Just got to be better than push, right? All right, guys. It's been a hard slogging against Dredge tonight. It's so funny to see it back in the metagame because it's with Raker has just really fallen the wayside. This hand is just, I mean, Demonic Tutor makes this somewhat more palatable. It might not still be enough, but if they get the Jailer out of my hand or they counter the Jailer, I still have a chance with Demonic. I'm going to get an extra card draw off the bauble. Not optimal, but I do need my opponent to do a bit of mulliganing here. They did not, but they got rid of half their deck, so I guess that's something. How many Ichorids did they get rid of? 1, 2, 3. 3 of them. That's pretty important. 2 amalgams. All right. Well, I mean, take a look at what's up here. Don't think I want consign. Okay. Force of will is what I want here. Treasure Cruise isn't it. Okay, I do think we jam the Yixla Jailer here, and worst case scenario, I can maybe try and clean them up. I mean, I can't really protect. No, I'm going to Wasteland. Okay, they didn't Noxious. They have the second Bazaar, of course. Let's see if we can fade this. Can we get our Jailer through? Nope. So it's going to give you a little bit tenuous here. The good news is we're at strong life total. They're getting lower on cards in their library. They've got only one Ichrid. What are they putting in there? Creeping Chill. Okay. My Control. I'm probably going to just kill something with the Narcomoeba with the Fatal Push here. And attempt to try and Treasure Cruise and see if they counter that. I'm going to have to try and go and get a Tabernacle here. I mean, I played my card here. This is like, we talked about how things could potentially go here. It's got to be demonic. Okay, they're digging. This will allow me to treasure cruise afterwards. They have the negation. Okay. That does not allow me to treasure cruise now because it was actually a negation. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the Icarid is coming in. 3, 6, 9, 12. Puts me to 1. Okay. Well, that's what I've got, guys. Next turn I can treasure cruise and try and find a... If they don't hit a creeping chill here, I don't know how many chills they have left. Double chill. Okay, they got me. Okay, so pretty disappointing league. I mean, I would have liked to have seen something else other than Dredge twice as my losses. Loki came across as cute to me. We really only had the one game where it did anything significant, and it was significant in that game. I think we triggered it once in another game, and it never really mattered. Now, in fairness, we played against Dredge 2 of the 5 matches. Would have been interesting to see if we were playing against something else, but Dredge is just really, in all essence, too fast for Loki. So I like the card. It'll be interesting to see if people can build a proper shell around it. I think Crazy Diamonds did a good first trial of it. I did enjoy playing Lurrus with the baubles again. It's been some time because everybody's had to be on null rods for so very long. And they've been out of fashion for well over a year now, if not 2. But yeah, I mean, could we have had a better game against Dredge by fixing our sideboard and getting rid of Relic of Progenitus? Absolutely. Like, Relic Progenitus is just a complete and utter downgrade in every capacity with reference to graveyard removal. Because when you need to do a blanket effect, it requires an extra mana to do so. So, I think that is just not worth having, despite it's a very serious engine. At least one of them, I think I would cut the one in the board and maybe keep one just as that key card for Loki. So something to note, like if Dredge decides it wants to sneak back into the metagame, which I'm flabbergasted I ran into it twice, but once again, we're playing in leagues and people play the things that they want to play. In challenges, you've got to be suicidal to be running Dredge right now because it's just has zero chance against the artifact strategies like Raker in particular. It's just an auto loss and it's everywhere. So yeah, guys, I don't know. Overall, I thought the deck was cool. I liked it. You know, it's in a shell that I'm comfortable playing, and I think we won, you know, some games based on the shell, not Loki. But there was one game it was really key. So yeah, something to think about. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'm interested in thoughts on this deck as I may continue to try and develop it, as I do think Loki has merit. But my final synopsis is that I think it falls under the gimmick category for now, and there are more powerful things to be doing in these shells. Like you're giving up a lot to play Loki. So yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon.